open the page.
I don't want to hear you say that.
Put that umbrella around once, take it off you.
Warum?
John Duggan has just completed his NQT year at Lambton School in Hounslow. He switched careers after becoming dissatisfied with working as a research assistant in biotechnology. John has been working hard on structuring his lesson plans and has invited John Bayley into the classroom to help him improve his technique.
So, last lesson we looked at food and the digestive system. And kind of should know roughly what nutrients. Now we're going to look at is how the body gets food from our nutrients.
Today, he's organising a mixed ability class, 8S, to work in groups.
So that's going to have, for example, the mouth, the stomach, so it's got different pictures on it showing you different parts of the digestive system. I want you to find information on that section. What we're going to do is we're going to be moving around and you're going to be teaching each other about the different sections.
So if you've got a stomachache, what happens?
Sometimes what can happen, you can have too much acid in your stomach, and that's when you get heartburn, so it gets too acidic.
That's why I always have heartburn.
Yeah. Now, we're actually going to be coming on to enzymes later here, but what you can do is you can actually have a look about focusing a little bit on enzymes. So if you want to add some of this in, feel free, OK? Let's go, because Harrison's going to do it. And you've got 1 more minute to write your notes. Where's your notes, stuff?
Have you done this before, working this way?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
What's good about it?
You can learn much more if you cover one thing and then other people explain it to you.
Fantastic. I thought it was a good lesson. I thought it had pace, and you took the learning through a whole number of different stages, and you gave them a lot of work to do. And your objective of them understanding how the digestive system worked was pretty well met by the end of the lesson.
So it just goes through the small intestine and then goes around and out.
I was quite happy with the pace of the lesson. I think generally they're doing well. The only thing I don't think I got, that I wasn't sure in terms of maybe some of the lower level students, how well had they got it? Yeah.
So we can't find any information on the esophagus.
On the esophagus? Yeah. So the gullet is here, and the esophagus is this pipe that takes it down from the mouth to the stomach.
The gullet.
In the groups, what do you want them to be doing? What's an ideal table going to be doing?
Ideally, what they'd be doing is like reading it through and discussing it together, and then deciding what they're going to put down. Because, like you said, ideally what I didn't want was for them to copy the block from the book.
Yes.
But then with some... I think students, especially ones that are a lot less confident, that's what they're going to do, because they know then, they're like, well, I've got my information. But they've probably written it without understanding.
Food is churned up with strong acid.
Yeah, if we were in a primary school, there would have been timekeepers, people in charge of pace, people in charge of writing the notes, someone in charge of making sure all the task was done, and there might have been a sheet up on the whiteboard saying, discuss the points, this will take you 3 minutes, then put the points into bullet points, this will take you another 3 minutes, and then rehearse what you're going to say.
I think that would have been useful, actually. This is what I want you to do. So then, as well, they know what the end product they should get. At the end product, I should have in my page bullet points on this. I think that would have been useful.
Because one of the things I just want to say in brackets, one of the things that I see you doing is you're planning misbehaviour out of the lesson. There's pace. They've got things, and then they know what they're meant to be doing every minute of the lesson. And you could do even more of that.
All of you should have a rough idea of what's going on, but now all of you have specialised in one section. You're going to have about a minute, minute and a half to explain your organ, then the other side's going to do it, and then you're going to rotate around to the next group. Off you go.
The stomach, the food is churned up by strong acid, contraction in the stomach, enises, what does that say?
Enzymes break up food.
Enzymes break up food, and it's got a pH of 1 to 2.
Food that we cannot digest goes into the large intestine where water is removed. This forms more solid materials called feces, pronounced feces.
Feces are stored in the rectum. They are eventually pushed out of the anus.
Next, the children complete a worksheet to check that the learning has sunk in.
Fantastic. Where's the arrow pointing? Go for it. Okay. C, where are feces stored? C, where feces are stored. What do you think of that? Tell me what feces are.
Feces.
Tell me what they are.
I don't know.
Okay. Feces are stored in the rectum. Feces is poo. Feces are stored in the rectum and eventually pushed out the anus. Okay, and then there's your countdown. Now, he's an important target in this, isn't he? Because I guess he's distractible, and I should imagine he can be a bit of a... He can give you some behaviour.
Yeah.
If he wants to rock and roll, you probably have a bad day. I'd give him as an example of a hider. You've done all this stuff. All these kids are circulating around. They're explaining stuff to each other. But what's he doing? He's been thinking about the weather.
Yeah.
How do we get to him?
Yeah, I mean, that was a very interesting one, actually, because I think I've been doing quite a lot of work with him. He's actually quite bright, but I think, yeah, I mean, in terms of... And that's, like you say, one of those... How do you make sure that those pupils have got it?
Sean, where's the esophagus?
Down the throat.
Let me give you 3 or 4 ideas. Number 1, we could use more frequent plenary activities at various points during the lesson. There's some jeopardy that arises for him.
Yeah.
He knows he might be called to account. Another way that we might do it is we might wonder whether he's a child who would be responsive to a bit more kinesthetic activity. Because I notice there's a whole range of activities going on here, but no one's got their hands dirty. I expect you've seen the other version of this lesson, where you roll up with a can of beans in a plastic bag and make some amylase and then squeeze it down a stocking and make some poo and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, because that's one of the things that I spoke to some people when I was planning this lesson. And, I mean, we could have, if we had it in as well, you could actually get in. I mean, it's a little harder to get, but you can get parts of the digestive system, so you can actually get them to have a bit of a look at it.
Oh, so you can get sort of models?
No, actual, like, from a butcher, you can actually get the sort of like heart, lungs, and for interest value. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
What's saliva? What's the purpose of those enzymes?
Breaks down food into smaller pieces and then it's easier to swallow it.
Okay, so write some that...
Food moist.
Excellent, okay, so because you're going to be teaching people in a second, so you want some summary information.
There's a third idea, which is the level of verbal reinforcement that you offer throughout the lesson is quite low. You don't go in for stickers and prizes and tokens and lots of well dones. In fact, I counted 2 towards the end of the lesson. So you might think that a young man like him would respond to a bit more reinforcement.
Yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that.
Oh, in the stomach.
Good.
There.
Excellent, yeah.
I think maybe it's like, because I know, like, with other classes, I would think that I am actually like that. I know with my year 7s. I think it's just you get... I guess I've got maybe out of the routine with them. I was quite shocked when he said only 2 well done, so that's pretty bad. So I think it's just a bit of more, I guess maybe a bit of awareness, and I think I should be able to do more.
So maybe one of the things I could do would be to set you a challenge. Every time I see you acknowledge a child or let them know that you think they're doing the right thing,
definitely.
I'm going to put a tick in my book and I want to put 50 ticks in.
2 days later, John puts John Bayley's advice into practice in a lesson which continues the theme of digestion.
Gloves off. Seat in the seating plan. Questions on the boards? OK. First of all, where are faeces stored? Where do you think? Not in your gullet. No, it's a really good attempt, though. Where is it stored? Anu?
Rectum.
Anu, that's an awesome answer. Well done, yeah. You're in your rectum. Brilliant answer. Well done. Where are nutrients absorbed? Harris?
Nutrients are absorbed in the intestine.
Which one, large or small?
Small.
Ah, very good. Well done. In the small intestine. Moving on to this question. Can I absorb a burger straight into my stomach?
You can't absorb the actual food, but you can absorb the nutrients.
That is an amazing answer. 1 merit. Well done. OK, that's a brilliant answer. I would say that's about level 5 answer, OK? Really good. Does anyone know the name of the chemicals that do this? Ashley? Saliva. Saliva, good, but it contains something. Contains something. Ruby?
Enzymes.
Enzymes. Bingo, 1 merit. Very good. And that is what we'll come back to today.
John's planned to engage learners by introducing more activity into the classroom.
Can you hold that end? Adele, I think you're going to be our enzyme, so can you have the scissors? Jamal, can you hold the other end? OK, so what we have here is a long-chain molecule. Starch is made up with lots and lots and lots of single molecules joined together. Adele is going to be our enzyme. He's the biological cutter, all right?
Is it saliva?
He could be in saliva. He could be in a small intestine. So, Adele, can you go and cut in between the molecules? So, starting Adele, starting here.
Oh, it's dropping, look.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Adele. Guys, can you hold these up? Oh.
Give me
Right.
You're the saliva. You can't hold the blue.
Jamal, can you just hold that for me? What can these single molecules do that the long molecule couldn't, without calling out anyone, within your small intestines? Not sure? Jamal?
I can absorb the nutrition.
Brilliant. They can be absorbed. So these little molecules can move through into your blood, whereas the big molecule is too big.
To ensure their understanding, the children are asked to draw a cartoon strip depicting the stages of food absorption.
Don't worry about that. That's brilliant. We just need to show the molecules going in through the intestine more, being absorbed. How are we going to show that? Tell me in words first.
We can draw the intestines.
Yeah.
And then draw things going through.
OK, go for it.
They get smaller and smaller, maybe.
OK. And then where are the ones that are going to get through?
Outside.
Yeah.
They're the molecules.
Tell me.
And then
So are they very big or very small?
long
Yeah.
and big. And that's the molecules all getting cut up.
Yeah.
And then that's some of them getting through and some of them staying.
What's the word we say when we say getting through begins with A?
Absorb.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah. And then that's a happy molecule because it got set through.
Brilliant, Chelsea.
So from the targets that we set from last lesson, I thought use of praise was better and using the reward scheme, which was good. I thought behaviour was slightly worse. I thought slightly less focused. But I thought it was, I would say most pupils kind of got the concept.
I think the behaviour was ameliorated quite well by your praise. You're like everybody, you're a bit reluctant to use sanctions, and sanctions often get in the way of things. An idea that you might have with a class like this, just have a shoebox. And after you've given someone a warning, say, I'm going to take your name down, and write their name on a piece of paper. You just put it in your shoebox, and at the end of a fortnight, you count out how many, and then you're able to sit down with somebody and say, I've got 20 of these here, but look, other people have got 1 or 2. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that would be quite a nice one too, because then it's not as kind of disruptive to your lesson as well. It would be kind of just something you can do very quickly. There's no way they can come back from you like, OK, so you have given me 20 of those warnings. So yeah, that'd be an interesting one to try.